Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're just going to talk about the mid-year update. How's my reading going? The best books, the worst books of the year so far. And also, I'm lazy piece of shit. So today we're trying to try something new. I think it's going to be fun, where I'm going to film outside in my backyard. There's some aggressive birds outside. People are celebrating because it's Friday. Hopefully you can still hear me, but instead of actually showing you the books, I will just put them on the screen. That's editing Wilma's problem. I'm going to start you off with two tweets that I found particularly funny. This one I found from Nick. They're amazing, but they shared this on Instagram and I thought it was hilarious. My 5-year-old niece saw the blue deer on my shirt and was like, "Oh, it's a boy deer." I took the opportunity to be like, "Or it can be a girl deer. Girls like blue too, Olivia." She stared at me and was like, "I said it was a boy because it has antlers. Take my agree away now." I thought that was funny. Let's get into the questions. There are 13 questions and I'm filming it on a Friday, which already doesn't seem like a good start, but let's go. The first one is best book you've read so far in 2021. I have three. It is Formaldehyde, A Room Called Earth, and Gorilla Green. I probably won't include a lot of like graphic novels and nonfiction in this video. Just judging nonfiction and graphic novels and fiction next to each other are so weird. Like, if I have two favorite books that are fiction and nonfiction, someone tells me which is the best, they exist on two different playing fields. It's impossible to choose. Question number 2, best sequel you've read so far in 2021. For this, I have Delicates. I believe I've only read like maybe 4 sequels, something like that. This is definitely my favorite. It's such an upgrade from the first one. It is so amazing. I have a review up for it. I loved it a lot. It's brilliant. Question 3, new release you haven't read yet but want to. So I'm going to be doing a whole vlog that will be coming up soon, so I won't be spoiling any of the books that are going to be in that video, but the books that are not going to be in that video and that I still need to read is Sorrowland, Detransition Baby, Future Feeling, which is one that I wasn't planning on picking up. I think it's a new release because it was in like the new release section in my bookstore, but honestly I don't know. But it sounded really interesting, like a little bit magical realism with a trans man moving to a new city. Don't really know much about it, but I'm hoping to pick it up soon so it doesn't become one of those books that I just picked up randomly and then never read, you know? But also The Swimmers, which is a cli-fi that I'm really excited to read, and I got an arc of and still haven't read it. Then question number 4 is most anticipated book from the second half of the year, and I think this will be In the Watchful City. I think it's a novella published by Tor. Don't know much about it, honestly. I do think I remember that the main character has like neopronouns. Not sure on that. I feel like it's a fantasy sci-fi novella. Tor, we're into it, but I don't really know what it is. Oh, this piece of hair. I'm actually just wearing my hat. My hair looks really great today, but I'm wearing a hat because it's actually kind of raining and I don't want it to spoil my makeup. And that's the only one I can come up with like on the spot. I bet there are gonna be many more that I forgot about. I think most of the books from most anticipated releases at the beginning of the year were like the first 7 months, and I think I only had In the Watchful City after that. So for now, that's my most anticipated book. Comment down yours down below, and that would be so great. Please do that. And then question number 5 is biggest disappointment so far. For that, I have a couple books, The Album of Dr. Moreau, mostly just because the concept is super cool about this boy band who are like hybrid animal, hybrid human. I think that sounds epic, and a mystery and all that, but it was just kind of fell flat. Really disappointed in it. So You've Been Publicly Shamed. This book just has a lot of hype. I also have, wait, we're drinking sparkling rosé cider. So basic. Okay, so it's because it has a lot of hype on BookTube. I don't get the hype. It just felt like a drama nonfiction, honestly. And then The Anthropocene Reviewed. I kind of wish it had more like climate change elements in it. Fortunately, not unfortunately, fortunately, I read a couple of books after that I'm really excited to talk about in my next video that were kind of like what I thought The Anthropocene Reviewed was gonna be. So that craving in my reader heart has been fulfilled. Very happy about that. And then your most surprising book of the year for this, I have The Color Purple. Oh my god, I've had this on my TBR for such a long time, and I didn't know that it was like sapphic. I thought it was going to be such a dark book about the time of segregation in the United States, and I put it off because I felt like it was going to be so depressing. I loved it. a lot. I think it was full, it covered so many topics. The romance element was so well done. It was well written. I love the progression of our main character. Like, that book really took me by surprise. Yeah, and then I also wrote down The Chosen and the Beautiful. I'm already really hesitant when people hype up a book because I always feel like I never enjoy it. But The Chosen and the Beautiful was so well written, it was so well done. I loved a lot of things about it, and it just sticks with me. Like, I gave it 4 stars, but it has a pocket where it resides in my brain. Oh, my nails are so blue. Camera's so weird on my phone. Okay. Question favorite 7 favorite new author, debut, or new to you. And for this, I have Ashley Robin Franklin. She is a comic book writer or like a graphic novel writer. She has made these 2 really short graphic novels. One of them is called That's Full Moon Feeling, and the other one is called, I don't remember. I'll put the 2 books on the screen. They're so different. One is like very eerie and one is super cute, but they both focus on like these sapphic relationship or lesbian relationships, and they're so good. I love them both so much. They're so different, but it's like my 2 graphic novel reading tastes in 2 different books. So she's definitely a new favorite comic book writer, and I will read, watch anything that she creates. I also wrote down Nedi Okorafor because even though I've only read Remote Control by her, I loved her writing style. I love the way the story was built up, and I really feel like I'll probably like anything she writes, and will definitely pick up Benti in the second half of the year. I'm really sorry I didn't get to it, but yeah, I think she will become a favorite author. And then also I wrote down Vivek Shreya. I didn't love the subtweet, but just her personality, the way she wrote I'm Afraid of Men, like as an author personality, definitely new favorite. Question number 8, newest fictional crush. Here I have Domino from Motor Crush, like for sure. I also have a crush on her girlfriend. Like, I just ship them so hardcore, both of them actually, but Domino for sure. She's like such a strong character, and when I say strong, I don't mean like physically strong, like she's also very emotionally strong and resilient, and I just love her character a lot. Question number 9, newest favorite character. For this I wrote Jordan from also The Chosen and the Beautiful. Very complex, but just loved reading about her, as well as Nico. It's my last book I finished actually, One Last Stop by Casey McQuiston. Nico, I think that's his name, but I definitely need a spin-off book on this character. So Nico is this like psychic person that our main character in that book moves in with him and his girlfriend. It is later revealed that like Nico is a trans man, which also just like blossoms my love for him. But even before that, I thought like he was such a great character, just like the way he's like so intuitive and like in touch with like spiritual stuff and like ghosts and astrology, and like I just love him. Question number 10, a book that made you cry. Usually I am a reader that cries a lot, but surprisingly I think only 3 books. Delicates also made me cry, but only 3 books this half year so far has made me cry, and those are I'm Afraid of Men by Vic Shreya, The House of Impossible Beauties by Joseph Cassara, We Are the Weather by Jonathan Safran Foer, a climate change book. Because I just get sad about climate change. And then question number 11, books that made you happy. So many. My go-to answer for this is always Adventure Time, because Adventure Time is just happiness in a book or graphic novel. Other than that, I really enjoyed Continuum by Chilamon, just because like everything he embodies and talks about is just making me so happy to read about. And I also got really happy when reading the drag coffee book that I read during my drag reading vlog. Just like reading and learning about drag just always makes me happy. Drag always makes me happy. Reading about drag always makes me happy. But reading in general just makes me happy, and I tend to like over exaggerate how good books are just because I love reading in itself, which I think is one of my bigger flaws as a book reviewer. Question 12, most beautiful book you've bought so far this year. Dear Sentheron has amazing graphic design in my opinion. The UK cover, it looks just, it's so simple, but it's so beautiful, like with artwork in like a square in the middle, just like the orange color. I really like it. I think it's very like graphically well created. I think the illustration on the cover for Fierce Femmes and Notorious Liars is amazing and literally makes me want to read the book. And then I really like the spine of Felix Ever After that I recently got, because it's like flowers on it. It looks stunning. And then the last question is, what books do you need to read by the end of the year? I hate this question because the need implies that I actually need to do anything in life, which I don't. I don't need to do any. I want to read some, but I don't need to do any of those things. But I did have a few that I would really like to get to, because I think if I don't get to these soon, I'm never gonna get to them. It's gonna take ages. Those are the 30 Names of Night. I wasn't planning on reading this, but I saw it in my local independent bookstore and I just decided to buy it. It was kind of like a whim buy, but I've heard great things about it. And so I think if I don't get to it soon, it's gonna take a while until I get to it. Same with like Detransition Baby, honestly, but Bestiary and The Offing are also two books that I've been putting off for so long that I would just really like to read them, because I also think they're gonna be 5 stars and I feel like I'm missing out. So those are all the books that we're going to talk about today. Don't forget to comment a new release that you're looking forward to in the last half of the year. I also want to remind you that I have a Ko-Fi up and I also do commission work there, which means that I will do your portrait or like a little portrait illustration for you for only €4, which is very cheap, by the way. Yes, so I will leave those links down below too. There's a fly. And the last thing I'm going to leave you with is this little tweet by Amru Al-Kadi. So I love Amru and they tweeted, it's a little explicit, but I'm gonna share it with you. At the vet with my poor dog, because his anus is so sore he's actually walking sideways. Poor dog, what happened to it? As a joke, I said, Mummy can relate, to the vets. Safe to say, they did not find it remotely funny. Oh, Amru. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an amazing, beautiful day. I'm sending you all so much love, and I will chat with all of you soon. Bye.